George from MovieWeb. So nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
The movie is wonderful.
Oh, cool.
And I have seen it, and I have so much to ask, but I want to start. Symbols and icons are an important MacGuffin to the story.
Yeah.
And interpretation of that is a big part of the story. And I'm curious, as an artist and a creator of this story, how you see interpretations of all this sort of stew of symbols. And, obviously the ghost shirt is what I'm talking about, but like the movie itself is open to so much interpretation today, particularly.
Yeah, well, that's cool. I think part of what drew me to the Western and doing this story and doing kind of modern take Western, because there's so much built-in iconography, right?
Yeah.
And there's so many associations, not all good, with the Western. So it's probably my favorite genre. You could argue it's, if you wanted to call what's the most problematic genre, maybe that's also it. Yeah. So there's something inherent there, and I think it's kind of interesting, and who knows if we pulled it off, but let's kind of lean into it and not maybe not have a character turn to the camera and say cultural appropriation is bad or something like that, But
although you have a great line about that.
But to let those kind of fault lines be dramatized and just kind of try to fuse the iconography and the mythology of the Western genre with elements of the actual real West that are kind of messier and kind of stuff, and then just kind of let them collide, and then kind of see what sparks go on.
Yeah, and the sparks do go off. You mentioned Howard Hawks. You love him. Great Western filmmaker. All I can think about is Rio Bravo and High Noon have an interesting relationship.
Yeah.
And I know you think and write about art and deeply, and I'm curious how you feel about those two films sort of in their moral dichotomy and sort of like that aspect of Westerns and what you do here. There's a lot of morality at work.
Well, your Westerns, so Howard Hawks hated High Noon. He hated that Gary Cooper was going around, oh my goodness, these people are going to come kill me, come help me, when he thought, no, be a professional, suck it up, go in and take care of business, and maybe you get killed, but that's the price of being the sheriff. So there's a certain, you can call it, it's macho stoicism that I find irresistible. I'm not a macho stoic myself, so that's probably a big part of it. But there is something about I like the Western because, and I think that maybe some of the characters, and maybe not even just the cowboy characters in this movie, have some of that Westerner stoicism that I like so much.
Totally, Halsey's character does as well as Paul's, I think.
Yeah. And so that's definitely in there. But I'm much more Hawksian than Zeniminian.
So one more question. When you're working with a cast like this, and they have all kinds of resumes and stuff, but you're putting them in some really vulnerable, tough spots. Sydney is great, Halsey is great, and they are icons themselves. So you could talk about using that and working with it. I know you've written about Johnny Cash so many times, and how that kind of plays into.
Yeah, that's a really interesting question, because when Sydney and Halsey, a.k.a. Ashley, are on set, they don't carry themselves as icons. They carry themselves as very we're team members, we're here to serve the movie, here's some ideas, let's try it. So it's actually less fraught than you would think, because you're just these are very game, seemingly fearless actresses who are just jumping into these roles. They just, they're always checking, and we're checking with each other, just is this feeling right? Are we doing justice? They're not, as far as I can tell, they're not even thinking about themselves. They're thinking about their characters. Are we doing our character justice? And that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to forget that I wrote, at this point when I'm on set, forget about writing it. Who cares who wrote it? These characters are talking now. They're alive, and how do we do justice by them? And so I think we kind of bypassed any of those kind of issues of we're dealing with an iconic Gen Z star, for both of them, And so I was kind of lucky that way. They didn't bring that baggage with them.
Yeah, they feel so honest and whole. Well, thank you so much, man. I loved the film. Great job.